Chicago here is same as it is on Broadway. It is the same set, it's the same costumes, and it's really the same lighting. We've made adjustments and changes over the years because equipment has gotten newer and better, but it is basically the same. There is very little difference. If you watch, the audience member watched the show here and then tomorrow night went to New York and saw it on Broadway, the difference they would see, they'd be speaking English instead of German. I don't think the audience would know the difference. So it is the same. You have what we do on Broadway right here. Why is lighting so important for a musical? It's really interesting. I've been a lighting designer my whole life, and we did Chicago 20 years ago. And Chicago is a good example of why lighting is so important, because scenery is minimal. Costumes are minimal, so all the mood and all the time changes and all knowing where you are is done with the lighting. So you can see when it is a vaudeville number, or when we're in prison, or wherever the show takes place. So that's what the lighting does for this show. And I always think lighting is probably the most important part of a show, because without it, you can't see the show, and there is no show then. So I'm really an important person involved here. So I do theater, I do architectural lighting, so I've done many restaurants and clubs all over the world. I do theme parks, so if anybody's familiar with the SeaWorld theme parks in America, in Orlando, in Texas, and San Diego, California, I light Shamu, the killer whale. So I light killer whales, which are big animals. So I do those shows, which have a whole nother set of rules because you're outdoors in salt water with whales. So they don't necessarily do what you think they should do. So that's unusual. I've liked roller coasters in theme parks, you know, because a roller coaster tells a story if you have a dark ride. And I like spectaculars, you know, Radio City Music Hall in New York for 27 years. Huge shows, so I like lots of unusual things, but I guess maybe the killer whales are the most unusual.